You're listening to the Raw Reaction on the Angry Marks Podcast Network.
I know in the past couple episodes, we've previously discussed our love of surprises, especially October surprises. You want to know what I really enjoy? You want to know what I really enjoy, my friend?
What's that?
November surprises.
November surprises, or breaking down walls, albeit the walls of Jericho or impenetrable blue walls, but that's another conversation for another time.
Yes. Along with walls, there's also Jericho's list, which is
make those blue walls red, Big Dick, and I good to see you tonight.
Yes, it's good to be on the show.
You're great again. Well, let me ask you something. Little Raw reaction here. Raw tonight. I'm watching the Goldberg-Lesnar segment. I'm just gonna get right to it, and let me just tell you something. I don't really remember Goldberg being very good on the mic when he was in WCW, but I don't know if it's just the intensity or we haven't seen him in a while, but he's the best thing on WWE TV by far. How awesome did you think Goldberg was tonight, or did you not even like it?
I liked it. I didn't love it as much as you did, but I did like it. I think I was mentioning a little bit earlier, I worry that, especially in light of, what was it, like 3 weeks ago when they were in Minnesota and everybody was cheering Lesnar, I worry that having this match in Canada is going to turn the crowd completely against Goldberg, because he pretty much burned their entire symbol of Canada to the ground. I mean, it's almost like destroying a Maple Leaf tree.
Who? Goldberg?
Yeah, he ended his career with Bret Hart.
That's an interesting point, man. I never really thought of that. I mean, he is.
I think it could be a big disaster.
He is widely blamed for ending Bret Hart's career.
What's that?
He is widely blamed for ending Bret Hart's career.
And the thing is, Canadian crowds, especially like city like Toronto, like they're gonna get behind Lesnar. And Canada is almost in Minnesota.
Well, I wouldn't go that far, but I think you might be onto something there. But at least in Buffalo, which isn't too far from Toronto, but the Buffalo crowd really appreciated Goldberg tonight. That was for sure. For those who didn't see it, the Foley and McMahon, Stephanie, mandated that both men confronted each other tonight, and they had 15 security guards standing.
I think it was about 10.
10 around, in between the ring, separating the ring in half. And, man, did Goldberg just go crazy. He told Heyman he was gonna rip his head off and feed it to Lesnar. He called the security people rent-a-cops. The crowd was just eating it up. And then he ripped off his shirt, and hey man, Goldberg looks like he's in game mode. He doesn't look like he did in 1997, but he looks pretty damn awesome. He looks good. For an older guy, he looks good. He looks ready to go. I mean, and let me tell you something. When Goldberg was cited by Heyman and he decided to literally destroy all 10 security guards, which was freaking awesome, by the way. I've never seen one guy take out 10 people before, and it actually looked decent on TV. Goldberg looked good. I mean, he looked good there, didn't he? I mean, I don't know. Am I just a fanboy? I mean, it looked awesome to me.
I have a lot of faith in this match, especially seeing Goldberg, see him take his shirt off and stuff, because I think the first time he came out, he was wearing like 2 shirts and a leather jacket, and came out, and I'm like, it seemed obviously he's not going to be as quite as big as he was back in the day, but I feel like he lost his muscle mass there. And tonight, seeing it, I mean, he's obviously not as jacked as 1999, but he's in pretty good shape. He actually probably weighs 20, 30 pounds less, looks like. And that
definitely
probably be a good indication that he can put on a 15-minute match. Maybe.
He looks ready to go. And I'm gonna go as far as to say I think he's gonna pull it off. I think Goldberg's gonna win this match. I don't think anyone expected him to make the impact he's made so far, and I think they're gonna keep this going. I don't know how they're gonna keep it going, but I think Goldberg will find a way to win. What do you think?
You know what? To be honest with you, I'm not really sure how this is going to work out. It'd be cool to see him win, but assuming this is his last match, like he sort of stated, I don't know if it makes sense to make him win.
Right.
I think that, I mean, Lesnar is just that much more of a beast. If he gets the W, evens it up. Unless they give him that win and then have a rudder match between the two of them at WrestleMania. And the feud once and for all, and Goldberg retires either way, and it's either whoever wins the series 2-1.
Well, I mean, let me say this. I was positive the first week before Goldberg came back, there was no way Brock Lesnar was losing this match. You have to admit, through the build-up, I mean, would you be shocked if Goldberg won, or do you think go either way?
You know what? I think it can go either way. I'm on the fence as far as who's going to win right now. I'll probably come up with something before the show just to figure out, okay, this is where he's going to win. I have a bad feeling that the crowd's just going to go out of business for themselves and absolutely destroy them.
Well, I'm quite positive that, because this match kind of seemed odd at the time, that Brock Lesnar has to be a main reason Goldberg came back. Like, I don't know if they're friends or what have you, but there's really there wasn't really a huge need or reason or want for this match, but now that it's materialized, I mean, it's looking to be pretty damn awesome. It's going to be a good show. So, love that segment. Love the build up for that match. Can't wait for that match. And Big Dick, that's where my love for this Raw stopped. Now, you and I have talked over the last few weeks, and you knew I liked the shows that were put on, but man, I'm not wild about what they did at Raw tonight. Just lazy booking, and essentially what they did, for those who didn't see it, Stephanie McMahon and Mick Foley brought out everybody who's in a SmackDown versus Raw match at Survivor Series and basically gave them matches to let them work the kinks out for their teams that they're on at the Survivor Series. And it was just a lazy way to throw matches together, and none of the matches really had meaning. The one I guess I liked the best, because I thought it had a decisive ending and the teams didn't totally kill each other during the match, is I thought Charlotte and Sasha Banks got a pretty solid win over Nia Jax and Alicia Fox, and Charlotte did an outstanding job of isolating Nia Jax outside the ring so she couldn't break the Banks statement, and Nia looked pretty damn unbeatable in that match. But I don't know, I thought it was a good match, and although the two, Banks and Charlotte, weren't getting along, I thought they rightfully beat a team with a weak link, which was the one with Alicia Fox on it.
Yeah, you know what, that was good. I didn't hate the show as much as you did. What I would have liked to have seen is, I mean, this is a go home show. I get that. You had the confrontation at the end of the show with Raw versus SmackDown Superstars for the main. I guess that's going to be the main event. I don't know if it's going to be. It may be Goldberg and Lesnar. It may not be. Depending on where we're going with it for future angles. But I don't know. I felt like, I mean, there's no Rusev. It doesn't look like he has a match to pay-per-view. What I would have liked to have seen is a couple of these matches where, like, there is sort of like a breakdown in the communication with the guys. Like, let's say Roman Reigns just fucking speared the shit out of what's his name, and left him in Seth Rollins and just left him in the ring to lose. I would have liked to have seen them put a sort of saying, okay, you know what, whoever wins and gets it, or whoever wins this match, assuming they win, get a title match.
Yeah.
So like whoever the survivor is in the team, like let's say Roman Reigns is the last person standing, and they end up winning, nothing. You would automatically, because you know he would automatically get a title match.
Yeah, they had to give skin in the matches. I mean, I'm kind of with you there. I mean, how about the cruiserweight match? That's really shocking. I mean, essentially, if I'm Raw, I actually intentionally get my roster to make Brian Kendrick lose, so that the cruiserweight title and the cruiserweight division has to go to SmackDown versus Kalisto. Like, why does the whole cruiserweight division have to go to SmackDown? Like, that's weird, right? And then poor the Brian Kendrick goes on to have one of the worst matches I've ever seen on Raw. Oh my God, Sin Cara. For those who did not see it, they gave them about 15 minutes to work. I mean, talk about getting rewarded after causing trouble, Sin Cara. They got 15 minutes. Sin Cara gassed at like the 9-minute mark. I've never seen anything like it. He couldn't move. The crowd was shitting on it. I mean, were they purposely trying to embarrass Sin Cara on TV?
I don't know. I mean, they might be pissed off that they have to work Monday nights now or Tuesday nights instead of Monday. They might be pissed off by that, but shit. I mean, they should be able to handle that.
No, but I mean, so Sin Cara was. We've heard Sin Cara got into a fight with Chris Jericho on tour. I was just shocked at Sin Cara just like not being able to work that match. I mean, he just got so effing tired. I was just like, whoa. I mean, it was bad. I mean, Kendrick looked frustrated, and it was one of the worst things I've seen on WWE TV in a long time. It really was pretty bad. It was pretty bad.
Wow, and there's been some crap on TV recently.
Yeah, but it was almost like they knew he was going to gas, and as a punishment, they made him wrestle that match. Or they had Kendrick gas of himself. I mean, it was interesting. Maybe I'm reading into it too much.
I don't know. I'm guessing that the crowd was absolutely dead during the Kendrick match, and I think that their SmackDown, it's probably a better home for him.
Kendrick deserves better. Oh, the dude, I told you, the Cruiserweight division is just bombed. And now they're going to move it to SmackDown. It's like, why does SmackDown get punished now? Like, why do they get stuck with that show? You know?
I don't know. I mean, maybe they're trying to reinvent it. Maybe it's something they can put together a little bit better and just do replays.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be interesting to see what happens there, but interesting enough. What other matches did we have tonight? What else was on? What was other big things tonight?
That's about it. Carl, I the fact that Carl Anderson and or Anderson Gallows come out and literally have like a minute and a half of speech. Or I'm like basically like I hate how they come out and they have a like lame, really lame fucking speech, and now they're like the guys who don't want personality, and they're slipping up too sweet. It's like, you guys are fucking embarrassed at that. Like, start your own fucking faction or do something, but that just annoys me that they do that. Like, Jesus Christ, you guys are a mid-card tag team, and you've taken their little too sweet thing.
I've been saying that for months, Vic. I mean, it really looks like two guys pretending to be NWO. It reminds me of The Rock JR. It's like somebody showing up on WWE TV and like, okay, I'm going to take The Rock's exact gimmick and portray it on TV. Like, you guys are not the outsiders. You're not even close. Like, you're not even on the same planet as those guys. I mean, it looks so bad. I mean, they got to get their own thing. They got to get their own. I'm completely with you. I don't know. I hate to say it, but I don't know what their contract is, but I don't see Gallus and Anderson lasting much longer on WWE TV. They're pretty bad. Yeah. They're Ascension Junior.
The one thing I would say is I could see them opening a stallion.
A stallion?
Stallion. Bringing out another big stallion with them. I don't know who, but somebody from... I want to see him. I think they'd be perfect in a stable, but they need somebody with them. What about that Asian guy, the strong style guy? Is he from the same Russian league, or not Russian, Japanese?
He is Shinsuke Nakamura, except he was face and they were heels and they feuded. But I guess most people wouldn't know that here.
Well, I mean, that could be even better. They could talk up. They could build up the history between them. Like, say they bring him up, and then whatever, have him do that as one of the feuds with their Anderson or Gallows,
and then like the second, basically just go after him when they have like Enzo More, the big cast, like going for the save, just have him basically turn it back and attack him and take him down.
Well, let me tell you this: the way they booked Nakamura down in NXT, he's a one-man wrecking crew, and he's not going to need any help from anybody. They have booked him to be completely dominant, and I don't think his character would take help, to be honest, which is the way they're billing him. But hey, who knows?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I hear, and again, I don't know what is truth, what is not, but I've heard that they're trying to take the belt off of him with Samoa Joe, so he can get the call.
Well, I don't know if they're bringing Nakamura up yet, but man, I mean, he's probably like, you know, and I'm sure Kevin's probably gonna laugh when I say this, but he's probably the best thing on WWE TV, like for sure. Like he's awesome. Like I gotta say, I didn't know too much about him until I saw him on NXT, but I've been thoroughly entertained. He's so unique and he's so different. And you talk about storytelling and characters, the guy's got it all, man. He's really got it all. You know, the only thing that hurts him is he's obviously limited on the mic somewhat, but I don't think it matters, to be honest with you. You could put him, add Paul Heyman to Nakamura, and I mean, geez, he would be complete for sure. But it's gonna be fun. I mean, Brock Lesnar said one word tonight, and it works. So
Exactly.
I don't think it matters.
You know, one other thing I'd like to see, and this goes, or two other things I'd like to see. Like we have the Sami Zayn match coming up against either Miz or what's his name, either Miz or Ziggler. I'd like to have during old pay-per-views have like a match like that where they just say, hey, you know what, these people would hate each other, and do it whether it be Survivor Series or some throwaway in June. Once a year, have like a champion versus champion match.
Yeah. Well, I guess that's what Survivor Series is supposed to be. I mean, I'm pretty excited about it. I think they've done a good job so far at keeping everybody away from everybody. So we'll see if it stays that way, if they can resist the urge to cross-pollinate. But the one segment I really did like was the last segment where the Raw guys squared off against the SmackDown guys, and the SmackDown guys came through the crowd to save Shane McMahon and Daniel Bryan. And I gotta say, I mean, the SmackDown team might be smaller, but they looked pretty badass. And all those guys coming out from the stands, you know. I think they're more likely to win just because they're more on the same page, in my opinion. And I think Undertaker is going to swap himself out on Thursday SmackDown with Shane McMahon, and I think that'll put them over the top.
Wow, why do you think they do that?
I just don't think Shane McMahon's going to actually wrestle in the match, and I think there was some pressure on him from Stephanie not to take someone's spot, and I think there's a reason Undertaker's coming back to SmackDown on Thursday, and it wouldn't really make sense he'd come to SmackDown unless he was going to be on the roster, and I got to think he's going to wrestle at Survivor Series. I think he's going to be a November surprise, you know, and I think I would go as far as to say Undertaker is going to make SmackDown great again. And maybe, just maybe, SmackDown will win so much because they don't win anything anymore that they'll start winning again, and they'll win on trade, and they'll win on, you know, they'll win on manufacturing, and they'll win on jobs, and you know we're gonna win so much on SmackDown, we're gonna get sick of it.
Yeah, you know what? I like the fact that they have Ziggler wrestling against Sami Zayn. I don't like the fact that where's Rusev?
Yeah, why wouldn't Rusev have to take the same challenge? Like, why would SmackDown? Like, that's a great point you just made. I guess that's what the Cruiserweight division is doing. So I guess what SmackDown is doing is putting on the line one of their titles, which is the Intercontinental title, which if they lost, I think would be a devastating blow. And then it totally makes the U.S. title worthless. And then WWE is risking the Cruiserweight division. That doesn't seem like a fair trade to me. So I would think WWE should have to risk the U.S. title to have a chance to take the IC title, right? Like, it seems like why would they agree to that? Do you know what I mean?
I do.
It doesn't make sense. I did like AJ Styles did something real good on the face-off. I love that he said that title on your shoulder, Kevin, whether you say mine means nothing on your show or not, the one you have over your shoulder is a manufactured title that was made up. That was awesome. That's awesome because AJ's title has the real lineage. AJ's the real champion. That's fact.
I hear what you're saying, man. I'm not going to disagree.
I do think Raw is by far the dominant brand and the dominant show, but I absolutely acknowledge AJ Styles as the true line of champion. There's like no one can dispute that, right?
Correct.
But AJ, dude, AJ's good, man. I like AJ. I think I don't know. I think it's gonna be an awesome pay-per-view, man. I'm pumped for it. I just thought tonight's Raw wasn't that great because of the booking.
I hope they don't too fantasy. I'm gonna see matches where reality. Yeah.
Fantasy warfare.
Exactly.
I want to see. I don't know. I want to see more Killer Cav on WWE TV. Personally, don't you?
Wow. You know what? I'd like to have input a little bit more. I really would like that. I don't know if I'm gonna get it, but
Can never have enough Killer Cav. But yeah.
Jordan Garcia.
Trust me. I think, let's say Enzo and Gallows and Enzo Gallus and Cass beat Golden Truth and the Shining Stars. That wasn't a big surprise. I want to say Rollins, Strowman, and Jericho beat the New Day. I gotta say, WWE has not given up on Strowman, and I mean, hell, he has looked dominant. So, unless it's a bullshit count out or disqualification, I don't know how they're gonna knock him out of this match. What do you think? The Survivor Series, that is.
I'm sorry, say that one more time?
Strowman's been so dominant, I don't see how the hell they're gonna knock him out.
We'll figure it away.
It's gonna be a DQ or a count out. I mean, that's the only thing they can really do.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like he's gonna come back down there at some point too.
Right.
But I don't know. I'm definitely I'm a slightly lean right, I should say.
What else did we say? Oh, Owens and Reigns killed each other and still beat Cesaro and Sheamus. I thought that really made the Sheamus Cesaro tag team look weak. Reigns speared Owens and put him on top of one of the guys to beat him. I mean, it was what it was. I mean, it was kind of a weird card, don't you think? I mean, that was pretty much it.
Yeah. What about James Ellsworth? What are your feelings on this guy?
He's the man, dude. He's the man, and the Raw crowd went crazy. Crazy.
Oh, he was gonna get when Reigns was sitting in the ring by himself. I thought he was gonna sneak with Reigns from behind and try to get him out.
What was that?
No, I said, shit, I lost my train of thought.
No, but I mean, I guess just looking at the card, I guess SmackDown has to win the main event, right? I mean, they just have to. They absolutely have to. I mean, you can't have Raw win that match. And I think the writing's on the wall. You know, Reigns and Rollins are gonna not coexist. Strowman's gonna do his own thing, and there's just a lot of combustible elements there. I think SmackDown has worked together a little more coherently, and if they do add Undertaker, I mean, I think they'll definitely win. So I'm gonna pick SmackDown over Raw, and maybe even in a big way. What do you think, Vic?
Yep. What's up?
SmackDown over Raw. What do you think?
I don't know. They're getting a whole fucking cruiserweight division, man.
I think you're right. I do think Kalisto's gonna beat Kendrick, and they're gonna get the division. And I don't think it's because they want to take the title off Kendrick. I think it's because they want to take the division off Raw. That's my thought.
That makes sense. I mean, and the thing is, they put all the matches on that are like dragging in the middle, and that's what kills the ratings. They need to have more top superstars come in and sort of have a conveyor belt of them. Where I mean, SmackDown doesn't necessarily need more guys unless they're like a pretty good heel or pretty.
Completely agree. Intercontinental title, I don't see any way Sami Zayn walks out with that belt. What do you think?
I don't either, but I think that if they're swapping two colors, then I think they're swap or two belts. I think they're swapping. They're going to swap both of them and not just one.
I don't think so.
Okay.
We'll see.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to this sort of. I mean, I like it that they have all these wrestlers in, and I think it's going to open up for the rest of the year some good matches heading into the World or next year.
I think the tag team titles, tag team thing. I think the New Day is going to survive, and I think Raw will win, just because I think Raw is going to win. Maybe not. There's no way that. Okay, this I can tell you.
Then again, both sides. I hate the fact that there's too many people doing this, and I get, everybody, it's a joint pay-per-view. Have a fucking battle royal. Have a 30-person scrub battle royal and put teams like Gallows Anderson in. But do your 5 best wrestlers. Do Cesaro and Sheamus and the New Day versus American Alpha and somebody else.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but I will say this: the women, there's no doubt in my mind, Sasha, Charlotte, Nia, and Bayley beat whatever team SmackDown's fielding. No doubt about it. I mean, the women's division is stacked on Raw. No way.
It really is.
They're not losing.
Get like a half-retired Nikki Bella,
Alexa Bliss, Carmella, who is it? Becky Lynch, and Natalia. I don't know. I mean, I think Alexa Bliss will show strong, but I don't know. Hey, do you think Demolition's gonna return to try and F up the record of our men, the New Day?
What's that?
You think Demolition will return on WWE TV to mess up the New Day? The demos. Demolition's coming back, man.
What's that?
Do you think Demolition will come back to break up the New Day's title run?
I'd rather see somebody out of NXT, like go through Japan or somebody. I'd like to see them go out for Jerry.
Demolition looks terrible. I'm looking at them on Twitter right now. My God. These poor guys. I can't believe these guys still, oh my God, like put their gear on and take their shirts off. I mean, this is bad. These poor guys. Anything for money. Anything for money. Poor Axe hasn't seen a gym in 20 years. Poor guy. Anyway, that's really everything. I mean, that's it. We covered it. I mean, the booking only allowed for a couple of matches, so I mean, that really was it. But I am excited for the pay-per-view. I'm going to pick Goldberg. I think you're picking Lesnar, so that should be awesome.
That's the thing I like about this match. It gives them time to build up to it a little bit. And you don't have to be in matches and you have a headset on.
It's going to be great, man. Goldberg's going to take care of business, I think. I can't wait. But that's pretty much it, man. Anything else you want to add?
No, that is about it.
Killer Kev, anything you want to plug? The Killer.
Nothing to plug tonight. Thanks for a great show, guys.
Awesome, man. Thank you. Well, for myself and Big Dick, we want to thank everybody for tuning in, and we'll see you next week. And take us home, Killer Kev.